How's it going, guys? It's Avi from Weather 5000. So your questions probably are, who is this severe weather threat going to affect in the future, and what is currently happening, and how much snow, and what are the possibilities that could that snow impact maybe the mid-Atlantic, maybe closer to the I-95 corridor. So I'm gonna answer all those questions in this video, but before I elaborate on that more, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like for more content. And let's begin with this. So, as you can see by the radar, we have a hefty amount of rain extending all the way from Florida all the way up to New England. So, this is a pretty long band of rain, and it's due to just a lot of instability from the western portion where the temperatures are below freezing in some areas, as it's evident, as you can see in the radar right here, where Memphis is experiencing snow. But there's just a lot of thunderstorm activity, and in Miami and near the Florida area, it's severe. It's considered severe at this point, thanks to just this very strong instability that's forcing a lot of air rapidly up, and as a result, it's forcing up a lot of moisture and creating a lot of that convection and thunderstorm activity. So let's take a look at the warning so you guys get the better picture of what exactly is going on. And if I put this and if I show all the warnings, you can see that there's tornado watches that extend all the way as far south as Cape Coral or Cape Coral, all the way up to Roanoke, North Carolina, or right around the Cape Hatteras area, because we're seeing just a lot of instability that's creating these thunderstorms, as I'll show you the temperatures right now. And if we take a look at the temperatures, you could easily see the stark contrast. We have nearly 80-degree temperatures all throughout Florida, but if we go just probably like 100, 200 miles to the west, it drops down to 50. So that's just creating a lot of convection in this area. And what's inducing a lot of this thunderstorm activity is not only because of the strong updrafts that's occurring around Florida and throughout the southeast. It's also just because of the way above average jet stream wind speed that's currently occurring, as we see just strong winds from the jet stream. And when there's a lot of winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, like if there's a lot of wind, if there's a huge, it's called wind shear basically. If there's a major change in wind speed or wind direction with it aloft, then that creates a lot of conditions for tornadic activity, since it rotates that updraft, and that creates the possibility for tornadoes, thanks to this stronger than normal jet stream. And it's also created by the fact this tornado threat, by the strong instability that I just showed you, where again these temperatures go near freezing around Memphis, but just go around 300 miles southeast, it goes all the way down to the 80-degree mark. And you see that line that's that border that's separating the 60-degree temperatures to the 80-degree temperatures. So that's creating a lot of that thunderstorm activity, and unfortunately we did have a couple of deaths that occurred as a result of this, thanks to the strong damaging winds from these supercell thunderstorms, and also a potential tornado that made contact with the ground in South Carolina, that potentially touched down in South Carolina. But the National Weather Service is obviously going to look at it, but it seems likely that a tornado has touched down in several locations in the southeast, even though it's not entirely confirmed yet, based off of the damage we've been seeing and some of the lives lost, unfortunately, as a result. But now let's move. So your question is also, how long will this last? So the good news is that it's currently around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, February 6th. So it might not last that much longer, because obviously as nighttime comes, when the temperatures will start to lower, thanks to the sun radiation not giving a lot of these air molecules a lot of energy to create that heat to rise up. So the air will become more stable as we head into nighttime, when well, the sun already set, so there's no more sun radiation that's gonna heat up a lot of these air molecules. So, oh man, I got it ended quick. But anyways, let's move on to the northeast, where we do have the potential for snow. But if we look down south, the thunderstorm activity is gonna slow down and then move offshore eventually, probably within 3 to 6 hours. So Miami probably won't experience much impacts, maybe minor impacts, but you can see that the low pressure is going to strengthen very fast thanks to this cold air that's being dropped by this low pressure and this high pressure, bringing strong northwest winds from Canada, bringing a lot of that cool air down south, which is creating a lot of instability and just a strong low pressure system in this area. And it's going to strengthen to 970 to 967, and it's just going to strengthen very, very quickly. And it's going to drop potentially over a foot, 2 feet of snow in Maine and the upper portions of New England. There's still questions how far south and north this will go, but in general, this is a snowfall forecast. You should expect it. And strong winds as well, because this low pressure system is going to be as strong as potentially like category 3 hurricane, dropping down 967 millibars. And I'm gonna be there reporting on the beach where the winds are gonna gust to 50 miles per hour. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. But anyways, guys, this is a quick report. My computer's about to run out of battery, so I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a good night.